Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah,
for another turn of events and more bizarre behavior that's going on here in this country right here, I want you to see something right here. Now, we all remember how that they were going from city to city, offering a program to turn in your guns. You know, buy your guns, buy your firearms, you know, old firearms or firearms, you know, for the safety of the public, of course. Over here, Breitbart.com, it says, look at this, headlines is this: police selling guns from buyback program. I'll include a link below so you can check it out for yourself. St. Charles, Illinois, May 31st. A police department in the Chicago suburbs said some of the guns obtained from a buyback program will be sold to a pair of licensed dealers. Tell you what, it looks like the God of the United States of America, you know, because on the dollar bills and all the money, it says, "In God we trust." Have you figured out who that God is? You see, mentally, you are thinking that in our mindset and our mental psyche, the way we have been trained to function in this society, we just assume that we're talking about the same creator of the universe. So when you read on your dollar bills, it says, "In God we trust," you think that they're talking about the creator of the universe. But that's not so. In America, God is money. And when it says "in God we trust," it's in this money that they have created, this money system that they create. You know what I'm often amazed at? We are one country. Now, sure, we are the world's reserve country, and we are one country, and how we got that status is just appalling to me. But we are literally one country. I mean, I know how we got the status. I'm not going to go into all the history of it. But is it not remarkable and amazing that all the rest of these countries, China, Russia, Japan, Iran, including Europe, Australia, Canada, Mexico, is it not remarkable and amazing? It seems like that all the rest of these countries are literally paralyzed to do anything against us, to the point that rather than just totally ignoring us, they go off to the side and they try to just do deals between themselves. I mean, what in the world has happened here in America that has caused all these countries in the world to literally fear us? I mean, we can turn around and make the dollar the world's reserve currency. We can turn around and tell the world that gold is no longer money. It's something that we hedge ourselves with to protect ourselves against tail risk. And it's just tradition. And how do you get the whole world to buy this lie that something was gold for over money for over 6,000 years? How do you get the people to buy this lie all across the world and then get them to accept dollars? Or let me better define it like this: petrodollars. Is it not remarkable and amazing? Let me get back to this article right here. It says in St. Charles, the St. Charles Police Chief, James Lampkin, said about 20 firearms obtained through a gun buyback program and seized by the courts will be sold to the dealers. The Chicago Tribune reported Friday. And of course, many of you wonder, well, why do you keep going off on all these tangents, Pastor Dow? Why you keep talking about money, world reserve currency, gold? What does that have to do with these guns? It's all about the bottom line. It's all about the bottom line because the God of the United States of America is the dollar, the petrodollar. It's all about the dollar. Look at this. There's value in these guns. See, there it is. You got it. Lampkin say it. They're not illegal guns. Quite honestly, it's a bottom line for us. Can't be no more honest than that. No. Most other area departments, including the Chicago Police Department and the Illinois State Police, destroy the guns obtained through buybacks. Why destroy guns? I mean, I know they think they're doing something right, but I'll tell you the reason why they destroy guns. Because if you take away the guns from the citizens, only 2 classification of people actually own them. And both of those are criminal in nature. Neither one of them obey the laws. Matter of fact, they actually make up laws as they go. And it's a sad thing. The police and the criminals. The police, we see over and over and over again, they don't care what the law says. And the law is going to back up the police because the police work for the so-called law. The criminals, they don't care what the law says. They're going to do what they want to do. It's only law-abiding citizens that actually pay attention to laws, the laws of the land, and try their best to live a quiet and peaceable life in what we call a free society. Most people are not interested in that. And you notice, every time you turn around when something takes place with guns, there's always legislation, not against the police, not against the criminals, but against the law-abiding citizens. They turn around and they treat the law-abiding citizens as if they are the criminals. They are the ones who are taking out and doing all these criminal activities. And you look at Chicago, you look at New York, you look at Detroit, you're talking about the Wild Wild West, Dodge City, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta. You're talking about these places are the Wild Wild West in nature in itself. And you know who's doing all the shooting? The criminals and the police, not the law-abiding citizens. And you never get the report of how the law-abiding citizens use firearms to preserve and to protect themselves against any enemy that may try to assault their person or their family. You know, you never hear about that. No, you don't ever hear about stuff like that. But what is reported, because it's an agenda, is an assault upon anyone who even uses a gun. Nobody talks about a car, a knife, or even someone using their hands. You know, hands are very lethal. I myself personally can kill a person in less than 5 seconds. Easy. And it's easy to teach another person how to do that. It really, truly is. This body is so frail. I mean, I know you don't understand. Even when you watch MMA and all this other stuff, you know, they have rules that they have to abide by before they get in that ring. It's just not a free fall like you think it is. They are bound by certain rules, restrictions, and regulations. And if you notice, boxing is all but just done fell off the deep end. Boxing can't even compete with MMA. Matter of fact, nothing out there can compete with MMA. Now, the reason why the WWE does well, because it's entertainment, and people love to be entertained. And everything, you know, we're quickly getting back to Rome. I mean, Rome status. I mean, I already know we're in Rome status, but we're quickly heading back to Rome status to where I've been saying this for 20 years. You look at the football arenas. Do they not remind you of modern-day Roman Colosseums where the citizens would get together to watch the gladiators kill each other? What about the basketball arenas? They just indoor gladiator arenas. You know what I mean? Everything has to do with entertainment in this, but the nature of this video is they deceive you into thinking that they're doing something good, but then they turn around and take the very guns that they have on a buyback program and then they sell them for a profit. And then they get all mad and upset when the citizens will see that citizens are turning in guns. You know, there are other citizens who will go to these buyback programs and see that other citizens are selling these guns to the police, $25, or get food vouchers to go buy food for some guns, $100 or something like that. Then they get all upset because you have somebody else that will come and say, you know, man, you gonna sell that gun to them for $25? Here, I'll give you $100 for it. And hey, if any of you out there, if you want so-called do like these people do, see, then they're going to treat you like a criminal. You want to make a profit, you go to these places where they're having these gun buybacks, walk down the line and look and see what they got, and you can easily offer them double of what the system is offering them, and you can buy the guns back for themselves, and you could create you a nice collection. Let me see that. Most other area departments, including the Chicago Police Department and the Illinois State Police, destroy the guns to obtain that they obtain through buybacks. There are individuals who will say, why not simply destroy them? St. Charles Mayor Raymond Rogina said, but when that happens, there will be someone saying that's taxpayer dollars at stake, and you're throwing it away. See, everything is all about the bottom line. It's all about the dollar. It's all about the dollar, which is, they're not telling you, but you need to understand, God in this world, the United States of America, is the dollar. It's money. M-O-N-E-Y. Get that through your thick head. When truth starts entering into your conscience, it opens up your mind to be able to discern and to detect whenever there's evil around, which people don't want you to hear or see. And it's amazing how that as long as the system can keep pumping down our throats and cramming down our throat lies, and hey, it's all truth. But as soon as someone like me, who is pessimistic against the system and uses an open mind, and I go out and I try to make sure that I try to discern what these people are really truly saying, all of a sudden I'm a conspiracy theorist. No, you want to call me conspiracy theory, that's your prerogative. I like to say conspiracy fact, because if you can't face your accuser, if you can't get answers to questions, then let's let you know that the person that is hiding is a liar.